All right, we are gonna get into a nice, efficient, and relatively easy mobility routine here for the whole body, especially the hips and shoulders. So what I want you to do to start is take your left arm, bring it across, hook it under your right elbow, so you get a nice stretch here. Not turning your whole body, but just pull that arm gently so you get a nice stretch across here. Now, you can take whichever leg you like. You're gonna pull the heel up, rotate in, rotate out. So you're just breathing nice and easily. And as we're doing that, we're getting some nice hip rotation in. Pull into internal rotation and then out into external rotation. And with each rep, see if you can get just a little bit further. Both butt cheeks staying down on the ground. And you're breathing. Okay, let's get a couple more here. This whole session is pretty good to do if you're watching TV or something. You just pop yourself on the floor. You can get a wall or a couch behind you, but you don't have to do that. I just find it makes it a little bit easier. Lowers the barrier, so I'm more likely to do it. So now I want you to hold internal rotation with your hip. While we're doing that, elbow cars with your left arm. So I want you to rotate your palm up or as far as it'll go. Bend, rotate away without hitting yourself in the face. Press down. Keep that hip in internal rotation. I'm actually cramping a little bit. Rotate, pull up, rotate away. Now, external rotation of the hip. Hold it there. Keep pressing against that end point. Pull the back of your hand towards your shoulder. Rotate, extend, rotate the palm down. This isn't moving. Pull up. One more. And down. All right. Now from here, we're going into 90-90 with your whichever leg you were using forward. So if it's your right leg, you're following me, your right leg is forward. From here, get yourself into a solid position. We're doing shoulder cars with your left arm. Okay, left arm. So we're reaching across and up into flexion, rotate, internally reach back behind you. Once you find the floor, you're going to reverse it. Reach back, rotate, come up, across the body, and down. Now you can pull your belly forward and your chest to get a little more stretch on this front leg. One more rep here. Rotate, bring that arm across and up. You're going to run out of room a little bit sooner from this position. Rotate internally, reach back, back, back behind you. Find that floor, and then we're going to reverse it. Extension, rotate, up, and around, and across your body. Awesome. From here, now we're going to do some internal rotation liftoff. So if you're able to lift your back ankle, your left ankle, great. Let's go for it. And hold. And return. If that was easy, turn a little bit more towards your ankle with your chest and your torso. Lift. And return. Oh boy, this is nice. Rotate a little further if that was still relatively easy. It's all relative, right? Lift. Hold. And return. Now's where we have some fun. You're going to go to your toe here. Swivel this hip up, pulling your heel underneath. Lift, keep this right leg down as long as you can. Heel comes under. Pry this knee away from the other one. Eventually this knee is going to have to come up. You can use your hands if you need to. Pull the knees apart. Then this left knee is going to find the ground as you keep the right knee as far away as possible. Slowly bring it back. Nice. Okay, now we're actually going to come back to where we started. This time, pulling that right arm across, hooking it with the left elbow. Get a nice solid stretch there. Pull your left heel up, and we're going to work that hip. So just breathe nice and easy. We're going to rotate in, rotate out. Rotate in, rotate out. I love these rotations because they're such a good bang for your buck. They're really effective, and they're relatively low on the energy continuum and overall focus. We'll get a couple more here. Make sure you're breathing. In fact, I might watch a movie later, and I'm going to try to do this through the entire thing. We'll see if I can. I'll get kicked out. All right, so now we're going to do our elbow cards with the right arm, right elbow. I want you to go into internal rotation with that left hip. Rotate in. Okay, you're pulling up, extend, or flex rather, as far as you can. Rotate without hitting yourself in the face, please. Extend, rotate, and that biceps isn't moving. Flex, extend, rotate. Why I keep saying extend? Now extend. Okay, now you're pulling the hip into external rotation. From here, flex the elbow as far as you possibly can. Rotate, extend, rotate, keep pulling that hip into external rotation, flex, one more time, don't hit yourself, extend. A little different experience with those elbow cards, right? Cool. Now, we're rotating this way into that 90-90 position. From here, you get a little stretch on the hip. Okay, I like to lean a little bit into the wall if I can, if I need to. And we're going to do our shoulder cars with our right shoulder, which we were just stretching out. So now, rotate that palm, come across your body, up, rotate into internal rotation, reach back behind you, back, 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 float it down towards the ground, reverse it, rotate, externally bring it up, up, up as high as you can, and cut across the body. Okay, pull that belly forward, pull your chest forward with your left hip bone back. Okay, pulling your belly away from your hip bone. And from here, we're cutting across the body, up into flexion, rotate, reach back into extension as far as you can, float it down towards the floor, reverse, palm up towards the ceiling, rotate externally, bring the arm up, 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 external rotation, cut across the body. Okay, nice. Now, we're going to do some of those internal rotation lift-offs. So from here, you're going to slowly lift and hold and relax. And again, if that was, not terribly difficult, you can turn a little bit more towards that ankle with your body and lift and hold and return. Good. One more time. You can do one more. I know. Isn't that great? And ready to lift. We're going to hold this one a little longer. 3, 2, 1, and down. Okay. Now we're going to do that 90-90 transfer that we did to the other side. So you're going to go to your toes. Pull that heel under as you open up that right hip, keeping your left knee down as long as you can. Here, it's going to start to peel up. You can use your hands if you need to. Pull that right knee away from the left. They stay as far away from each other as possible. Yeah, they're like magnets. And then slowly turn. Whew, and boom. Very nice. Now, we get to work on the ankles. So, what I'm going to have you do, cross your right leg over your left knee. And from here, get whatever comfortable stretch you can. So I'm going to try to pull my knee up as much as possible without any major discomfort. So I'm getting a nice stretch here. I'm holding this in place, nothing's changing. And we're gonna do ankle cars. So we're pointing the toe, rotate in, pull up into dorsiflexion, rotate out. Point, rotate in, pull up, rotate out. We'll go one more that direction. All right. And now, plantar flex, we're gonna rotate out, pull up, rotate in, and point. What's nice about this, as we keep going, is that you can really keep that shin nice and still. So if you have trouble doing the ankle cars and keeping the shin still, this is a nice way to get a stretch on the hip while you ensure that you're only moving the ankle. Pretty great, right? I mean, I hope you guys all do this on Friday night like I do. Now, we're done with that. Here's what I want to try to do. Can you lift your ankle off of your knee? I can't. So what we're going to do is try to lift it. Imagine you're trying to pull your hip like this as you move your left leg away. So I'm going to take away the support and hold as much as I can. It's not much. From here, rotate internally, rotate externally. Internally, externally. Internally, externally, and one more that way. Boom. Relax. Whew. Okay, then we can do the other hip. Oh my gosh, this is great. Okay, so you're gonna cross your left over your right, then bring that right knee up as high as you can while keeping it relatively comfortable. I want it to be a stretch, but nothing extreme, okay? So you can play around with where your other hip is. Okay, there we go. So I got my knee kind of like right here, not right at my ankle, so because I want it to be able to move. Shin doesn't move. We're going here, point, rotate in, pull up, rotate out. What also is interesting with this is that sometimes our ankles and our joints move differently depending on the orientation they're in. So with your hip externally rotated like this, you might find that your ankles feel either stiffer or maybe looser. I don't know. Just kind of interesting to explore. Okay, now we're reversing it. Rotate inward, point into plantar flexion, rotate out, pull up. Another thing I'm getting here is that my knee is pressing into the muscles here as they're moving. So I'm getting kind of a little massage there, which may or may not be comfortable for you, but you can always take some of the pressure off with your hands. Okay, last one here, then the fun. So you are going to try to lift your ankle. Go ahead. Now, with the intent to lift it, you're using these inner thigh muscles and the groin muscles. You're going to pull your right leg away and hold it up there. And then we're going to internally rotate the hip, externally rotate as far as you can. Internally rotate, externally rotate. Internally rotate, externally rotate, and we'll go one more time with internal rotation. Whew. Relax there. Okay, last thing we're gonna do here, I told you it was efficient. Not gonna be long, but you're gonna get a lot of stuff involved. Last thing we're gonna do, we're gonna get into a straddle. Widen your legs to a point that you get a stretch, but it's not terribly uncomfortable here. So the legs are out like this. I want you to be getting a little bit of a stretch. You're gonna press back against the wall, if there's a wall. If not, you're just gonna lean up tall. From here, using your hip flexor muscles, your quads, your abs, you're gonna close this gap, okay, and pull yourself forward, okay? So I like to imagine slowly, even if you can get there easily, I want you to make yourself work. I imagine I'm pulling on some ropes, and I'm pulling. See, my legs are working, my abs are working. I'm pulling, 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 pulling as far as I can go. Then imagine there's someone behind you pushing you forward, and you've got to drive yourself slowly back up tall. And if there's a wall, you can even use your heels to drive yourself back. Press into the wall for a moment. Make sure you're breathing, please. 2 more reps and then you're done. Slowly pull, pull, pull. Use your legs. Imagine trying to lift your legs up and out as you pull, 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 and then press back against that annoying friend that's pushing you forward. That friend would be your imagination. or you could be partnering up with someone, maybe not. One more time. Pressing back into the wall with your heels. And now pulling forward. Imagine you're trying to lift your legs and pull them up and outward while you're pulling that rope as far as you can go. Eke out a couple more millimeters here. Make sure you're smiling. Ooh. Press back, press back, press back, press back. Press against the wall and relax. Okay, last thing I want you to do, shake out your arms and legs. So you're gonna shake out your arms. Try to make this as relaxed as possible. Release some tension. I've been playing around with this lately. It looks a little ridiculous, but try to release some tension. What's interesting is I find that the healthier the joint is, the more relaxed I can make it. The more ragdolly you can make it. You know, you want your tissues to be able to relax, okay? If you had to guess, which is my more injured wrist? It's that one. Doesn't move quite as well. Now shake out the legs. So I like to kind of bounce them. I feel like that helps. Get into bouncing. Shake them out. Make sure they're relaxed. Whew. You can shake out your ankles a little bit. All right, I'd experiment with this. Experiment, see day to day, when you're able to relax your tissues more. I suspect some of this mobility work will help as well. Okay, you are all set. Great work. I hope you enjoyed this nice, efficient little mobility session. Don't forget to smile. Have a great day.